Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Texas on the MUTMen podcast, episode number 103. And our only guest today is the best guest one could possibly have, and that's Gutfoxx. What's going on with you, man?
Yeah, that's the record time for amount of intro to lie time. They'd be way better guests than me. And 103, like I know ever since 100, I feel kind of like let down for every night. It's not as special. It feels like. Is there anything special about 103? Like, I just don't find anything about the number 103 very sexy or appealing.
I'm trying to think of something with 103 in it. Nothing that I know of other than like college classes, like that you don't want to take, but you're required to do your major. So I don't. Yeah, 103 is kind of lackluster. But this episode gonna contain fireworks. Please.
That's right. This is done by the cool teacher, the cool professor. We wear denim jackets and denim pants because we're in style.
Yep. We don't care about what you write about as long as it's good. We don't require you to come to class all the time as long as you do your homework on Blackboard. We that guy.
Exactly. I'll run through the agenda here quick as we go through the cool listen or don't listen. There will be no test at the end. Ultimate Masters up first, obviously, since it's the biggest thing that came out this past week.
By biggest you mean worse, right?
That's going to be a little bit of a discussion. I hear already. We'll talk about Texas got a bone to pick with me about my video today. This is Tuesday, and solos and whatnot. And then we got some DC going to be updated tomorrow. This is recording before the update. The EA Sports Mutt Twitter. We got some engaging and content talk. It's hard to talk about this agenda without getting too much into it. The power up Osemele, the coming promos. Wish list for 19. We each have we talk about that once a week, and then questions from the comment section from last week, and that will be the agenda today. Hopefully we can wrap it up a little quicker than we have been, but we just seem to keep talking and talking on subject too, and I don't know, we just kind of get into it and have a little fun. Texas, what do you think?
That's the plan, man. That's how you maintain a healthy work environment. Going into it having fun, not looking at it as work.
This is my favorite work environment ever. I can do it with no pants on.
Yo, me too. I'm over here just chilling in shorts and a t-shirt with dogs in the room. Nobody telling me what to do. I love it. Did it just be able to work this? What's up?
Did it just get really hot in here?
It might have.
Yeah.
Take underwear off now.
Let's go. Although, yeah, make it a little sticky, with the leather chair and all.
Yeah, right. But not the greatest.
So let's get into the first topic. Ultimate Master. Seems like you're pretty. Oh wait, no. Sorry. Skipped over it. Text messages. Anything this week, Tex?
This week, no. But hey, my man's in the comment section. Trap, aka Lawrence. He had a great name for you for story time. Foxtails. You have any foxtails for us this week? Because I got no text messages. I'm sorry, I'm out.
Wait, what? There's no way you're out of text.
All right, I didn't do anything this week, so I was gonna go out, and then I didn't. Well,
kind of sounds like a song from Afro Man.
Well, I got something I'm gonna be doing. That's not really okay. I'll tell you this. All right, so it's not really like a great story, but it's something that happened. So at work, typically when I go in, I wear headphones because why not? I go there for 4 hours a day. Listen to my Dad Libertard podcast. Listen to some music. I've been listening to a lot of '90s rock. By the way,
it's like Nickelback.
No, are they '90s rock?
Yeah, Nickelback.
Is Nickelback '90s rock? I thought they came out when I was in high school.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe have you told people how old you are?
26.
Okay, so that's a little bit after that, huh?
Yeah.
Nickelback. I'll look for the discography. What kind of 90s rock have you gotten into?
I've been listening to a lot of Rage Against the Machine.
That's not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah. Best band
Bulls
of the
on
90s.
Parade and stuff?
I don't want to hear no grunge. I don't want to hear no grunge. Like, grunge is not my thing.
What are you talking about? Nirvana's awesome.
It's all suppressing.
Soundgarden? You don't like Black Hole Sun?
Are they grunge?
I would classify them that way.
I don't want to hear them then.
Huh.
Yeah. It's not my thing, man. It's not my thing. So I just never been here for that. So I've been listening to a lot of that lately at the gym, right, when I'm working. And we hired this new chick who got in trouble for wearing headphones. And now if you get in trouble for wearing headphones at the gym or at work, you never snitch on who the person that she saw wearing them. Manager was like, "Well, you're wearing headphones. You can't wear them. Who'd you see wearing headphones? Why do you think you can do that?" You're supposed to say, "Oh, I thought I could do that because I work by myself. I won't do it again." Nah, this chick was like, "Yo, I see my man's over here wearing headphones every day, so I thought I could too." So now I'm in the office with the manager, like, telling me you can't wear headphones. It's not a good impression. Blah blah blah. Members need to be able to contact you. So so now I can't wear headphones anymore because this chick. So now she's enemy number one. Like it's usually EA developers and my number one enemy. No. Now it's her. She's the person I don't like at the gym at all. Never want to be around her again. So now she forced me to go out and buy $40 headphones and a headband. I got wireless earbuds so that way I could put them in my ear with the headband on and nobody can see me listening to music.
That's awesome. First, great solution. Secondly, Nickelback's first album was released in 1996. Second, 1998. Their big one, Silver Side Up, was released September 11th, 2001. So I guess they got big in the early 2000s, which was that's such a crazy date to release it. September 11th, 2001. All right. Thirdly, top 10. I could just imagine like you have like a wall like America's top 10 most wanted, like Texas's top 10 most hated people, like with like pictures of them on the wall. So her picture's number one. Are we gonna say like is it Kralo, Guru, Jake, Rex, Clint? Who's number two on your
number two on my list is not Guru, it's not Kralo, it's not the guys that don't have any power. It's the guys that got the power. It's just a group picture of a bunch of black silhouettes. I'm trying to like connect the dots to figure out who is which person. Like, I don't know. It's like one of the detective string board theories where it's like, all right, we know who this is, and it leads back to this, but we don't know who that person is. It's the person that's in charge of pack cards. It's the person that's in charge of trash sets. It's the person that's in charge of Ultimate Master. That's my number two enemy. Number three, W. Number four, Junior Gillette. And then after that, it's just a mismatch of people that get... I don't got a list actually, but I'm about to make a top 10 list of people that I don't like.
You should do it. And for about the number two, for some reason the name Pepe Sylvia keeps coming up. Doesn't
Pepe
it?
Sylvia.
It comes up everywhere. That's got to be the guy. It's all connected to Pepe.
All right, Pepe Sylvia is my number two hated person in the world right now.
That's a reference from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You do you not watch the show? Or?
I tried to get into it, and then the first episode on Netflix just didn't hit me right, and I just never went back to it.
Oh, really? Yeah. I guess a lot of people say they really got into it when Frank was introduced in season 2. But I kind of liked season 1. I think you should give it a couple more episodes.
I'm about to check. I'm definitely going to because like I've watched shows I give one too early. So my favorite show of all time, Scrubs, and I watched it when I was like in high school, didn't like it, and then I got back into it when I was like going into college. I'm like, okay, this show's great. Same thing with Bob's Burgers. First episode is when Fox is doing their Funimation animation stuff, where every Sunday they had a new cartoon show their time debut. And all of them kept getting canceled. I was like, and Bob's Burgers was on that list that was coming up next. This show's gonna get canceled. I watched the first episode. I'm like, this stuff is garbage. And then now I watch it whenever I have nothing else to do and I feel like laughing. Show's
really
great. Yeah, I love Bob's Burgers.
I can't say I really watched a ton of Bob's Burgers either because I felt kind of the same way as you. But Scrubs, it's your all-time favorite show. I didn't think I could like you more than I did 15 minutes ago. But that's crazy. I love Scrubs.
Yeah, I got mostly other shows on DVD. My sister, like, she knew how big of a fan I was of it. She risked going to Walmart not having any money to steal me seasons 1, 3, and 6 on DVD. Right, that's how much of a fan I was. She was like, "I'm gonna go steal this for you." So shout out to my sister.
Shout out to her. So did you end up getting those seasons or not?
Yeah, I got them. I just they're somewhere in here.
Okay. The old 5-finger discount?
Yeah.
All right. So Ultimate Master. What's your gripe with Pepe Sylvia and Ultimate Master here, Tex?
All right. So my gripe is, for one, we didn't get mid-season Master, which should have basically hinted at us getting something terrible down the line. I like the whole grinding towards something. I like having stuff in the game that you can do in order to get something else unlocked, and then using what you unlock there to unlock something else. I like the kind of the layers to that. With this seems like the easiest way and laziest way possible to put out content without actually putting out content.
Interesting that you say that. Why do you think this is not actually putting out content?
They're just putting stuff in the game that we have to do to get one card. as opposed to what they've been doing in the past, which was putting out sets and solos and requiring us to complete these solos, put that collectible into a set. Doing like team lead. What was it last year? It was what was the set we got last year? Were there sets last year? Am I tripping?
I think there were sets last year for the Masters.
I didn't check it out.
It was like the Camp Chance. Was it the Camp Chance and Legion of Boom last year?
Yeah, was it gold medal master last year?
Oh, there was gold medal. Wait. That
last year.
Casey Hayward. Hayward was
Yeah.
last year for gold medal. I think you're thinking 16 had a lot of golds that go into it. I think.
I'm checking it out right now. Let's see. MUT 17 Ultimate Master. So last year they put out Team MVPs and just I was thinking of Team MVPs. That's all I was thinking of last year. Team MVPs and Journey 2, and then it was for the and then the main guy was the Deion Sanders. And so in years past, we've been getting a lot of sets and solos and content in the game that we had to do in order to get MUT Master done. On top of Ultimate Master done, on top of having MUT Master already completed. So it's just something to grind to reward those that have already beat the game in a sense.
Yeah.
Whereas this year, it's not really Ultimate Master if anybody can get it. Like, it's not a special club. Like, if you just play the game, like, this is much easier than MUT Master. Like, you can literally just play the game and not have to do really anything. Harder thing is going to be getting the head-to-head wins.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Okay, so 3 days ago, I would have disagreed with you very hard and said, this is great because that means it's gonna be we're all gonna be able to get this card. This is you know, it's a free 99 for all of us. And it wasn't until I was writing the script for my video and how EA isn't really hitting all of the markets, that all the different types of players for MUT and CFM obviously, and then like because I came upon the achiever market, and Tex, you're an achiever. You like doing these big sets, these big accomplishments in game, and basically finishing off and getting that sense of accomplishment, as the meme says, for finishing off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then they put in this set, and it's called Ultimate Master. Now, I love it because I'm not a huge achiever. I just like getting the cards and playing with them. But then, I look at it and like 25,000 passing yards. That's just annoying as hell. That's just dumb. So it's not like a big set. It's not a ton of content like Tex says. It's just an objective list. It's not a big solo grind for a journey. So it just says 50 unique solos. Okay, whatever. They don't have to do anything more. They can just keep up with their weekly content release that they're already doing. So I can see where you're coming from, and I can't really argue against it because it's EA not really understanding the people that play its game and why they play it. Obviously, the people that just want the card absolutely love this set because you wouldn't have to do Sean Taylor if you got the game late. Makes you don't have to grind team leaders, and you've got probably one of the premier defensive backs all year for free. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there, Tex. Pretty
And it's kind of EA's fault too, because like even with what they did last year with MUT Master and all that, even if you got the game late, they still were dropping. Like you got it like in November or December, you still could do the sets and get those tokens to get one of the newer. What were they called last year? The players like the Julio Jones and the Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, I think that's actually a bad example.
No, I was saying with that last year, with team leaders right now. There's literally no point. You're going to be spending way more coin than you can make back now. Whereas last year, you had a chance to at least lose a little bit, but like you're going to be losing a lot this year. So they updated it every single time with what was current with new players and prices and stuff like that. And then you can always power milestone the players and then sell the players and mitigate the cost. This year is none of that. So if you start late, like you basically are going to be, if you're not trying to get MUT Master Sean Taylor, you got to spend a lot of coins on gold token just for some sets. And it's not even worth it because you're not making your coins back out of the last player you're getting. And so that's where it comes down to where they had to probably do it this way because people didn't want to go out and spend and lose a ton of coins on something. And they thought this would probably make the community happy because it's a free 99 overall that people want, and it's auctionable according to Mudhead. So it's going to be a lot of them floating around out there. Eventually, so the price is not going to be as much as it would be if you were only exclusive to MUT Masters.
Yeah, I think you're right. With the Man of the Month, if you got it in November, December, you were fine. If you got it at Christmas time or afterwards, I think you were kind of SOL for the Man of the Month sets because they stopped them and made it much tougher to get later on, much more expensive. But am I getting some feedback in my ear? Is something going on your side?
You might be. My fault. I have my my PlayStation 4 charger in.
Oh.
And so it's what do you call it? It's making some noise. Let me unplug it. Let me unplug it. Sorry about that, people.
No, it's not as bad as a jet engine, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
So, but what am I talking about? Quality on this podcast. There's been so many episodes we put out that like the backup recording just absolutely, I don't know, it's rough. But regardless,
sorry,
moving
it's
on.
all on me. Because I should be good. No, it's the audio. I gotta get better at it. I should probably hire that one guy that's gonna charge us $50 an episode to master the audio.
Yeah, it's $50. I don't think we've made $50 combined on these things for all 103 of them. So, what? Okay, what? I forgot. Master sets or
Man of the month.
Yeah, man of the month, and I guess I'm right there with that. There was something else I wanted to say on that, but I kind of lost my train of thought, so I'm done with it. For Ultimate Master, so. The Night Train Lane himself is super nice. He's going to help against the run. The card looks beautiful. Like, everything about the card is great. They did a nice job. It's a very attractive name for an Ultimate Master. It opens up the Easter Master for somebody new this year, which is kind of cool. We'll talk about Easter in a little bit. But overall, I feel like I'm on Texas' side on this one. I can't really argue against it.
Yeah, I love the card. The card is fantastic. If he was Nat, I would like him more. But since he's auction, I'm just going to sell him. I don't care. It's gonna be a lot of them on the auction block anyway after like a month or two, so it's not gonna be going for as much as I would like it to be. But I just don't like how they didn't really have to do anything besides just put some objectives into the game. Weird. That's all they did. Like they did nothing but that, and that's just the worst part. Like usually Ultimate Master means hey, it's gonna be a huge content drop. Now I know they did drop a bunch of things this week, from flashbacks to veterans and the new solos that we got for Kim Master, which should have been out a long time ago for 3 times chemistry, but whatever. I don't know anything about Madden. It's just they didn't do anything besides put into the game that you won't be able to get until another game is out, which may take some of its customers.
Yeah, wait, what? Can you explain that last part again? It's not gonna come.
Well, yeah, you won't be able to get this card until MLB The Show's out.
Oh yeah, I love that part.
It was like, everything ties back into them trying to compete with somebody else. It's like, well, MLB The Show comes out around that time, so hey, if you got Nick Night Train Lane, you might be more inclined to stay on Madden.
Yeah, I like that. It's the classic argument of Madden or EA being lazier because they don't have any competition. When they do have video game competition, we see them drop tons of content like this and then make them compete. So it's like, yeah, that's the free market working. Is it weird that after getting those chemistry solos that Night Train Lane wasn't a ×3 chem on his card?
I don't know what they're doing with that. I guess because it won't necessarily matter, but at this point, power-ups and anything coming out, this future should be ×3 chemistry. But I think that I think they held back on those. Because think about it, it went from an 88 Marjan to a 94 or 96. Like, there's no way that they were only going to do just, that's a huge upgrade. I think they're supposed to be out earlier, but they probably out here redlining it once again or just can never get it out in time.
Yeah, that's how you get a lot of kids, right, Tex?
More than likely, yeah.
Yeah, if you can't get it out in time. So, yeah, none of the other cards besides chemistries came out with 3 times chemistry. So, we'll see. You know, the Ultimate Legends didn't come out. The Replay guys didn't come out. Ultimate Master didn't come out 3 times. But I guess we'll see going forward. The chemistry stuff, what did you think of that, actually, Texas?
Actually, I didn't mind the solos because if you already had played them, you just had to spend an hour and a half, and you got either a free 250K if you sold early, or you got a Nat card that actually is great. Now, Jared Goff Nat is probably the best Nat quarterback in the game right now, I would say, because he compares pretty well to Aaron Rodgers. So if you do the math, Aaron Rodgers is 500K, while Jared Goff 96, who has one better speed and all the throw accuracies. Once you power him up, like you get the go deep chemistry, you'll have what Chaos has, all the thresholds that throw short, throw mid, throw deep, and so it can be a great quarterback to have. It's just unfortunate because like a lot of people already have like Kurt Warner, and a lot of people already have like top tier quarterbacks on their roster, so it's not a guy people use. But DeMarcus Lawrence is beastly at left end as well with the high block shit and power move. So 2 good cards came out, so I liked what they did with this. And if you wanted to improve your team, like if you just got the game and you wanted to do those, like you got a pretty solid team starting out right now.
Oh yeah, so as much as we hate NATs, they do actually end up rewarding people. And so you said Aaron Rodgers only costs $500K to upgrade to his power up tier 5?
No, just $500K for his
replay card.
Yeah, 550, 550. I'm not powering that card up because I have Matt Stafford. I'm committed to Matt Stafford like the Lions are for the long term.
Really, you're gonna use the Lions' successful model to determine what your Mutt success, huh?
I mean, the Lions only did make 3 people quit, so I feel like at least they locked one of them up with a lot of money.
Yeah, copying the Lions' recipe for success is like copying that one bridge that blew down because the winds were going too strong. I mean, that just seems like a terrible idea. Or copying what's that one building that burned down? Wasn't there? That's like, never mind. I'm not gonna go into it. So I'm just gonna say it's a bad way to construct your roster.
Yeah, it's a bad way, but it's Ultimate Team, and as long as he has 90-some throw power and some speed and some accuracy, we'll be winning games.
I just don't know why you'd go into that when Mike Vick is a thing, when Culpepper's a thing, when
left-handed quarterback, and then I don't use legends because I just weird. I like using players in the NFL, and it's EA's fault really. I'll be using Cam all year to give him power up, but they decided to give him to some bum ass dudes on the Panthers.
I'm really surprised because that draft Cam Newton last year was my favorite card of the whole year for quarterback. I'm surprised they've given him really bad cards this year. But then again, Cam's cards up until that draft one last year were pretty terrible too, if I recall correctly. So maybe he'll get redeemed at draft time.
Yeah, it's like I like using those guys. It's just unfortunately EA just like, because I think the Panthers power we got Greg Olsen, and we have who else do we have? We have Shaq Thompson, and then I think there's 2 other players that don't deserve it. I mean, Luke Kuechly and there's one more guy.
For just Panthers players?
Yeah, for Panther players. So like, if he had a power card, he'd be my quarterback the entire year. I wouldn't have powered up Stafford. I wouldn't have powered up anybody else. But I think they wanted to avoid that because I guess they thought Cam was going to be their moneymaker this year. And unfortunately,
he didn't have. Oh, go on.
Sorry. He didn't have a great season. Like he had a decent season, better than Mariota, and he has now he's a higher overall card. But at one point, Mariota had like better cards than Cam did.
Yeah, Mariota got that Frost one. Which was okay. Everybody kind of got it free. But anyways, moving on. Hey, what do you think of the Colt Cruz and Devin Wade solos?
Stupid. Like, they're stupid. And then I'm trying to. They were cool, I guess, if you wanted to do the long shot ones, but at least make them ×3 Cam on them. Yeah. So that way I don't got to start the quarterback and lose my overall. That's for selfish reasons. I'm trying to get the 15 solos played with the 95 overall for the coins.
Yeah.
And I needed to have ×3 on Colt Cruz, so I can actually play the solos and not lose my overall. But because I have to start the quarterback, I cannot do it. So I'm like, I gotta go find more solos to play.
That's kind of sucky. But I mean, all right, what are the chances? Like Colt Cruz, true or false? Best wide receiver in the game.
You know what? I don't even remember looking at his stats. Like, what's his stats looking like? What they talking about? What they talking about?
It's the cruise missile, man.
I know it's the cruise missile, but like, what is his stat like? He got 91 zone. You don't got 91 zone. He can't be the best. He has like 89 zone. He can't be the best.
Dang it, Colt. Hey, what are the chances you think Colt Cruz or Devin Wade gets a golden ticket? If you pull a golden ticket,
no. What's gonna happen is they're gonna give it to the 2 guys that feature. We're gonna get both those guys golden tickets because they're gonna keep trying to milk this long shot as long as they can. I don't think anybody's gonna. I think nobody's gonna make one but those 2 people.
Wait, you think they'll actually give it to the actors? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think they're gonna give it to the actors, or they're gonna just make.
No way.
They're just gonna make golden tickets of those because sometimes developers get creative control. I think last year that Sean Titler was a developer card.
Yeah, it was Guru's card, right?
Yeah, so they could probably just do it. We're going to get another one down the line. We're going to get another shitty receiver quarterback for a mode that nobody played down the line.
What do you mean nobody played? I played it.
Okay.
I'm somebody.
Okay, so somebody played. I'll refrain from making cheap jokes.
Well, cheap jokes are all I have, so you can go ahead and do it, but because that's all I do. But, I mean... Obviously, with Longshot, they have to bring it back next year with the amount that they invested into it with all their capture technology. What do you think Longshot comes back next year?
If it comes back next year and CFM's not updated, they're just literally screwing their fan base. Like the fact that if you're gonna bring something to the game that's new, it's cool, but you cannot do that at the expense of something else.
I don't know. It depends on what the other thing is. Obviously, franchise mode's a terrible thing to neglect, in my opinion, for that. But like if they brought in a new mode that was super fun, I wouldn't mind them neglecting. What would I say is fine? I wouldn't mind them neglecting Play Now and not touching Play Now for forever if they brought in a new mode next year.
See, the thing about I wouldn't mind that either because nobody plays Play Now. Only time they use Play Now, or I guess play head to regular teams is for the tournament.
Yeah.
But if they start going away from that, that's not something that they really have to focus on all the time. Mostly because you really like at this point, I don't even know if people are actually playing Play Now.
I wonder. Think there's generally about like 11,000 people playing Play Now, so it's a few. I feel like you should, if you're gonna take something out of the game or something else, like you don't touch MUT, you make it better. No. You don't touch CFM, make it better. No, I'm not talking about taking it out of the game. I'm just talking about never touching it, just letting it.
Just updating the rosters, pretty much. Yeah, well, that's all they gotta do. Just update the rosters. They don't gotta improve it. Yeah. I don't even know what they do to improve it.
I'm just saying, like if you had to decide between something, I'm fine with Play Now just staying as is. Like I'm fine with them not touching. I think salary cap's fine as it is. Like with the salary cap number, they don't really need to do anything in it. Just I mean, they have to do it because the competitive guys, but I don't think that needs any changes.
Somebody has to be like, I worked on this and I had to actually keep their job.
Like, I don't know how much maintenance goes into salary cap. Like, MUT drafts obviously has to be touched because people have to put the cards in each week. But, like, salary cap is just, like, the same thing as... How much work do you think goes into salary cap and maintaining salary cap?
To maintain salary cap? My guess is if they have an overall formula, and which they said they do, which I don't believe anymore, which I don't think anybody believes anymore, they have to have a salary cap formula. Yeah. And so if they do that, it's probably not much maintenance ever is being required. Because if you have to do it manually every single time, then more than likely if like 10 cards come out that day, you got to actually have that stuff calculated and ready to go. But if it's already like automated, they don't really got to worry about that. So my guess is not much maintenance goes into salary cap, especially considering that they don't really, like the competitive guys aren't watching all the games.
What do you mean by that?
Like they could probably watch the games back on their end from like how we're playing. I mean, the competitive team, I shall say. Like you're not out here watching if people are cheating in salary cap and doing all that stuff. They usually wait for somebody to report them before they actually go about investigating it.
There's way too many games online for them to do it on their end, for them to audit them all, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, maybe not salary cap. Nobody plays salary cap. It took me like 10 minutes to find a game the other day.
Yeah, the salary cap is usually the least played game mode from my experience because trying to find games on salary cap in the last few years, I haven't played it much at all this year, but in 17 and 16, I think when it came in, it did take me quite a bit, a few months into the mode. Like, you're right, 10 minutes wasn't too out of the ordinary. Mm-hmm. But anyways, so I don't know. I'm on the fence. Like, if I pull a golden ticket, I know I've done a video on who I'd make, but I'm kind of leaning to like a troll, like a Colt Cruz. I wouldn't mind that.
It's not really a troll though, because like a troll would be if you can do other position, but making a guy like Colt Cruz, he'll just be a fast receiver that can catch. Because this year the ratings, like, it's not like it's gonna be like John Ross. Like I think like, he's gonna have like 96 speed and just have like 97 catching in traffic, 97 catch. It's just gonna be a pretty solid card. I feel like a troll card would be just a card nobody's ever gonna want to buy.
So who would be the worst card possible?
Worst card possible.
Who would be the worst card to make a golden ticket out of?
Randy Moss.
Why?
He has a 98?
Yeah, but his golden ticket would go for like 3 million coins.
That's probably true, but like at this point, if you have a 98, like how much better can a 99 get? Like that's why you had toughness on the one you had this week, because how much better can you make that card?
Not a whole lot better. Yeah, I think I said that during the review. Like the golden ticket that Randy Moss would get like more run block and catch in traffic, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's like you'll get 1 speed maybe. You might still be at like whatever speed he is, but like the thresholds ruin kind of like what you can do to make these cards like super like crazy.
Yeah,
because like with Zone, for example, that Ed Reader just came out. He's not better than a lot of Sadies in this game already. He just has better speed, so why upgrade?
Yeah, I mean, speed is essentially like when Rex was on the podcast. He said speed is all that they can really upgrade past that threshold of 91 Zone. That's really what you look for is those physical stats. I mean. The Ed Reed, I was able to get it up to 96 hit power, which was kind of neat with the toughness count. I really like that tier 5 chemistry stuff.
Physical front.
Did I say what did I say?
Said toughness.
Dang it! Yeah, physical
You're
front. I guess we didn't talk enough about how much. So, has your love for chemistry been reignited?
No.
Is the passion really?
I'll take that back. It's helped a lot because my entire defense now, I spent more coins probably this week than I have in a minute on getting certain cards to get my defense to tier 5. I'm just really annoyed that this should have been out such a long time ago.
Is it the classic Texas this wasn't out soon enough excuse?
No, it's just because like there's too many high-end cards in this game right now. It's just like I don't really see the point because like a lot of the cards I had, like I got the K1 short. If I had his 91 team of the week back like when he first came out, and he could get a +5 block shed, plus Von Miller, plus Panthers team training, like that would have been a great card. It would have been like +6 Kim. That'd been dope. +6 block shed, which would have been impactful. Right now, +6, just I'm 5 of those is going wasted because he doesn't need it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I just feel like I can't really play around as much as I want to. Now it's gonna help me with budget teams, which is great. I'm already doing a budget team around the 93 overall Move the Sticks Gunslinger Michael Vick because of the chemistry for Move the Sticks at tier 5 makes him like the best. Makes him really good at like running the ball. Like he's just gonna hit all the thresholds you want, except for trucking. And so and then it improves his throw accuracy just a little bit. Not it's still threshold shit, so it's not gonna be like better, but it just moves it up a little bit. And so like I'm getting back into budget teams. It's good for that, but my team already is super stacked, and only really guys on my team that benefit from the block shed is my free safety and my strong safety. Like my free safety gets a +6 block shed increase, which is Sean Taylor. So he goes from 89 to 95 or 96. No, I think it goes from 90 to 96. And then my Barry Church goes from 88 to an 80 to a 95.
That's gorgeous.
So they're the only guys that I'm actually like enjoying. Like, oh, this looks amazing. But there's not many like high end cards in this game that can really use the block shit increase. Since the ratings this year are kind of like I said, their cards are all the same. Like that Ed Too Tall Jones looks like DeMarcus Lawrence, who looks like Yannick Ngakoue, who looks like Joey Bosa, who looks like Calais Campbell, who looks like Clowney. Like really,
yeah.
They all look the same. Speed differs obviously, but they all have the same physical stats. And so like it's not like you can't really have fun as much as you could last year.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. I mean, how do they solve that? I mean, this time of year, everything's like that, though, right? How do they solve that? Golden Ticket's just going to be like Ultimate Legends.
Well, yeah,
everything's so good right now.
That's only a problem like right now. So if they would drop this tier 5 back when, like, let's say, like quarterbacks had like 88 throw accuracy and they could get to 91, then it will make those middle of the road quarterbacks top tier. It's just right now, if you have Aaron Rodgers or you have Michael Vick or you have these cards, or like you're not going to really benefit from having tier 5. Only thing that matters tier 5 now, I guess, will be physical front, and then on offense, toughness.
Yeah, for the speed.
Because Move the Sticks is not going to be crazy. Running backs we have round a pound all have top tier trucking. So why waste your time on top tier trucking? And if you got like your offensive line, so like I said, if you got budget teams, you can have fun with it. But if you have a top end team, then it's like I don't see the point. And since my team's mostly Nat, I'm not really I'm not enjoying this as much.
That's a good point. So Nats, I mean, it's obviously the biggest issue we've had all year with Nats is we don't get to build our ultimate team. So like, I can see what you're saying. I mean, it helps for budget teams, doesn't help the top end because I ran into that same problem, but I didn't actually like articulate it in words like you just did earlier this weekend when I was building out my offensive line and what I wanted to look at going forward. And I'm like, well, shoot. I mean, getting tier 5 is great, but these guys already have high 90s. For a lot of the stats that you look at for the block shed or run block and stuff like that. So, good point, Tex.
It's just like it would make perfect sense if those ratings actually matter. So I was watching Jemiah's stream. He built his defense around read and react, tier 5. I'm like, why? I'm like, bro, they're not going to get better at playing zone. It doesn't matter. So, like the combination of the thresholds with these high end ratings not really meaning anything over like it's like I don't know the difference between 95 block shed and 99. I honestly don't. And so without seeing crazy variance in this stuff, it's just I'm not really here for it. But I do like seeing when I go from if I had like a Jags theme team and I had physical front maxed out, my man Dante Fowler goes from 85 to a 91. That's noticeable.
Overall?
Oh no, well,
block shed.
Block shed,
yeah.
That's noticeable. So that's where it gets kind of fun building teams around those abilities. And but like right now, like that's why you at Randy Moss toughness. That's why you build around certain cards. I think toughness is gonna take over the world in the next 5 weeks.
Well, I still think the number one chem on defense is physical front because it's really hard outside of a few defensive tackles and maybe some ends to get to 99 block shed without it. You said you don't know the difference between 95 and 99 block shed. I think there's a pretty big difference for those four numbers. You can get more sheds, obviously. That
is true.
I do think
run stretch.
Yeah, wait, did you say unless they run stretch?
Yeah, because I was watching your stream this week, and like dudes not that block shit, and they could not stop stretch. Stay they alive.
Don't remind me of that. I posted that video. On my YouTube channel today. The same video we were talking about.
Yeah.
And like somebody in the comments like, "Oh, you cheese them so bad." I'm like, "Yeah, that's weekend league. Weekend league is rough." Like and this is I got crap during stream for this too. So he was running stretching me the whole game and gashing me. I couldn't stop him no matter what I was doing. And I said. The developers came out on Twitter and said stretch and toss are broken because the AI doesn't set the edge properly or doesn't get out there properly. And then so when I throw a fade glitch or a swerve glitch, what we're calling it, to Randy Moss, people are saying I'm exploiting the AI. And I'm like, well, he's also exploiting the AI. I mean, don't you guys know what Madden is? Madden is literally just exploiting the AI over and over until you can get into the end zone. Like, so that's what the game is. I mean, and I've said this in the past. Like, there's a line. I think because the swerve glitch is counterable, all you have to do is click on, move, and hit Y, and you get an interception. It's counterable. Same with the Hail Mary glitch. But, like, other things that aren't counterable, I know people think, like, disconnect glitch, that's crossing the line. I think the field goal block glitch last year was crossing the line because you couldn't counter that. Was that 2 years already ago, or was that last year?
I think that was last year because that's when the competitive tournament was like, this is banned, right. But the other things not.
Yeah, that's when we got screwed online, but competitors were getting banned for it. So salary cap leaderboard was being watched, but us regular folks weren't. So I think that, like, so in my mind, if it's counterable, it's okay to use. Whereas, like, stretch and the swerve glitch, it's really hard to counter. But it's still like a part of the game. Like, you can't tell people not to stretch the ball, not to run the stretch, right? Even though it's an AI manipulation.
You can't. Yeah, you're gonna run what works.
Yeah. So it's an interesting what line like people draw in the sand, and this is something that I feel like my feelings of this have grown over the years. Like, I really hated PA end around and the people that ran in Madden 15, but in the end it was stoppable. Like, so. I didn't go on like a big baby rage about it or anything, but like, Texas, where do you fall on the it's stoppable versus it's an exploit spectrum?
So, like, when it comes to a lot of things in this game, I feel like it's not your job to stop running something that's broken. It's the developer's job. And so if more people are running it, then you're going to see more people try to fix it next year. It's just frustrating when you're in the heat of the moment because, like, I played 10 games a weekend league this week, and the only game I lost was to the guy running stretch. And the reason why I lost was not because he did anything good. He had 120 yards rushing, 80 of those yards run stretch plays. He couldn't score on my defense. I couldn't score on his offense. But what was the difference maker? Him running stretch. And then you go back and look at the replay of certain stuff, and then my D tackle sees the running back with the ball, sees the hole, and then he block sheds. He does a spin move, actually, and then goes to the opposite. Like, he spins the wrong way. And it's just because, like, how broken the game is when it comes to that play. He literally couldn't do anything against me. Couldn't run wham, couldn't run pitch, but stretch just kept getting yards after yards after yards to the point where it just wasn't even matter what I did defensively. And people are giving you suggestions. I'm like, you're not gonna be able to stop this consistently. Like, you may slow it down. You're not gonna be able to stop it. So it's the developer's job to take things out of the game and tune things, and they should do it more so than once every 3 months or 2 months, however often they patch games. They should probably do it kind of like Fortnite does whenever they see an issue arises.
Yeah, it does seem, I don't know. Watching what Fortnite does, it is really weird, and how they react to things within like a couple weeks being fixed. It's really weird listening to the excuses we've always got in the Madden community for why fixes can't come sooner.
Mm-hmm. And I would assume the Madden team's bigger than Fortnite too.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
I may be wrong about that, but I would assume that the EA has more money than Epic Games, and so their team for EA is probably bigger.
Oh, I know EA's got more money. I just don't think they invested into their products.
You're probably right about that. They probably just keep the same team. They're probably downsizing more so they're actually up.
Oh, yeah. It's all about profits, don't you know? Like that's the thing. Like they're gonna kill this game mode because they're worried about short-term profits over long-term health. Like,
yeah. And it's not even like super big profits either. It's probably like a difference between 100,000 and like 400,000. Like it's not even like super noticeable in the grand scheme of things to us po folk. Yeah. Everybody needs to run a business like Costco, if we're being honest.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, okay, so you can get explosive growth for a few years and then just like wear us out. Or you can do like I've made this talk before about Magic the Gathering. Mm-hmm. They made it so like they didn't go all Beanie Babies on it and overproduce their cards. They didn't go like baseball trading cards and start overproducing everything, and then it made it worthless and now the hobby's almost dead. It's like they didn't Magic didn't go that way. Like so they created it so they could have long-term success. So they didn't want to like explode and then die out. So they kind of make slow growth. But with EA, as we've seen in this Ultimate Team revenue these last few years, profits has just exploded. Like to a crazy amount. And now you and I see all these people in the comment section. We're seeing it like, I'm quitting MUT, I'm sick of this, so on and so forth. So it feels like it's gone through this dramatic rise, this meteoric rise for Ultimate Team because of how great the mode is and how much fun we have playing it. But then it feels like everybody's kind of peaking out. It almost feels, I don't want to say we're at peak MUT right now, but it almost feels like they're kind of with this microtransaction stuff and the Battlefront kickback. It kind of feels like we're over the hill a little bit. And it might start collapsing on us with everybody getting kind of sick of it and fed up with the same stuff over and over every year. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes. I for one, as a content creator, I hope it keeps expanding. But the thing is, it's not going to expand unless they change, unless they start giving us more new things. And I don't mean this to be a big rant, but like we'll talk about more new things and like the wish list for 19. I mean, we could get into it now, do it a little early on the agenda. But like they definitely need to change up these promos. They definitely need to be able to have varying card drops or better, different promos. I mean, we always expect certain things to come out certain times of the year, and then when they don't come out, we get angry like Ghost. We have the whole community goes into baby rage, and I hate it. I prefer more innovation. Like they need a new mode in 19, like how 18 they had Longshot, but we got our digs on that earlier. They brought back MUT team play, which I wouldn't consider innovation. I'd consider it more just bringing back something everybody loved. So I really hope for 19. I said it last week, another game mode, the Tavern Brawl, this thing that like how Fortnite's bringing in their new modes where they drop different modes like 20 versus 20 or 50 versus 50. So something like that for 19. Something to do with the cards outside of just play games. Like sometimes I log on to MUT and I'm like, well, I don't feel like having like a sweaty game here. I don't feel like playing online at the moment, but I wish I could do something in this game besides with just solos and gameplay. So that's kind of my wish list for 19, a whole new mode. I've got ideas. I've put out ideas into wish lists. I've forwarded them. We'll see. Probably, I don't expect a big corporate bureaucracy to change very quickly and to upgrade them. Like Fortnite is an exception to the rule. It's just amazing to see what they've done. Texas, any reactions or your wish list for 19?
Yeah, I agree that this game kind of is like what you're doing earlier, where you get on and like, what do I want to do? I don't like playing the game. I'm getting off it. That's kind of I did that like today. I was like, I could get on and grind for Ultra Master, or I can just go watch television. And that's kind of what I did. I wanted to go watch television. But my Madden 19 wish list would be something in the same vein as like give me something else to do while playing the game. So like actually, it's an extension of that. This game needs to be more one-player friendly if you're going to play like squads or other stuff like that. So my goal would be to let people play with other people, like build more of an incentive to just go into like squads. Like it didn't. So what am I trying to say? Go into squads and have like something built around squads where you can only go into it and you match up with random people. So that way you can actually have fun in a game. You're not playing against a stacked team or a stacked trio of guys that know how to play with one another. So that way you can have other things to do and build objectives around that. So I was like thinking today, like, what if they had like you win like weekly, win 10 squads games, and win 10 solo squads games, right? You match up, you go into that with you playing with two randoms, and the other people are playing with 3 randoms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that way you can actually play the mode and get the objective done. You get like, I don't know, Legends Fantasy Pack, some stupid, some simple, some coins maybe a player. So that way you can actually get people engaging in the game, because it's impossible to play squads right now by yourself. First of all, you won't even be able to find a game. Second of all, if you get in the game, your opponents are probably going to quit more than likely. I don't know why. Every time I got in 2 games in squads this week, and each time my opponents both left me to fend for myself against 3 people.
Oh, you mean not your opponents, but your teammates?
My teammates both left.
Yeah.
Because they're going against a stacked team with 3 people that know how to play with one another. So they can kind of try to get engagement into that mode. But for one, making it stable, because squads is still broken. Even though it is March, it still has issues that it shouldn't have right now. And other game modes, you could play, go into the game by yourself and have a good experience. You can go to Fortnite right now and go into duos or squads by yourself and not fail. Just wait. It'll match you within a team. And you'll have a more enjoyable time doing that than you will playing MUT squads. Why is that?
Well, I think, all right, a couple things. One, I don't think improving this game, I don't think you should be I don't think you should be sending people to squad solos. That was so bad when I did that. I did it earlier in this year, and like the people that you match up with on your team, it's so hard to play with so many people. And here's the thing with Fortnite, like, all right, so I've said this, I don't know if I said this before, but Fortnite, you get a lot better squads because it's like, I want to say it's like free to play, so a lot of people suck. So like both your team and the other team will suck. Whereas like you're right, squads, you're going to go against a goon squad most likely if you're matching up with randoms. But I don't think suggesting they match more randoms up with more randoms and squads is what you want to do. I don't think that's something that they should implement, in my opinion. I think squads should maybe go 2 versus 2. Maybe that's a solution instead of 3 versus 3. Maybe have a separate mode that way. I don't know. I have trouble saying random squads is what we should do to improve the game, but I don't really have a way of articulating that well enough. So like,
I mean, and like, I get what you're saying when it comes to that. Like, it's something that is not probably going to be a viable long-term option.
It's not going to be good gameplay, no matter if you're playing because if you're playing with randoms, it's not going to be fun for you if you're playing with randoms. It'd just be more easier for people to be introduced into the game without having to kind of like find people. So just like if they had a mode in the game to where it was just 3 versus 3 random, I think that would be. And they gave it objectives and bonuses for playing that mode by yourself, but with other people that you don't know. I think more people will be more inclined to play that mode, because right now, it'll just be a bunch of just bad people playing more than likely with one another, which maybe end up being a fun game as opposed to right now where you're not gonna have fun playing unless you got a goon squad on your end as well. And a lot of people don't have either relationships with people to play squads, or they don't talk. They're not really like, they don't talk when they play Madden. They probably play Madden by themselves, so they can't actually build relationships. And it'd just be something that they can do to enhance the mode that it is right now. Because right now, again, there's still no objectives in squads, so there's no incentive to play for some people who already got over 20 games won. But if they wanted to get more engagement in that mode, I think that would be the way to go about doing it. Yeah, I don't know. I think they could just build out a whole other mode besides for squads, as opposed to making people, like you talk about single player engagement, and squads is like the exact opposite of that. So there's so many different game modes and things they can do to make single player more enjoyable in MUT. I mean, hell, just send people to CFM, right?
But it can't profit off that. Ain't no packs in CFM.
That's true. It just you know what really sucks is that when you say that, I'm like, yeah, that's true. They're not going to do it for that reason, and it's like, but why does that have to be the reason? Can't they just make a good game? Have I ranted about this yet? Like, can't they just make it like a fun to play game instead of worrying about how to monetize it better?
I mean, that would be the ultimate goal of every video game. Rockstar does that.
Like, monetization will
Bethesda
follow.
Does that.
Yeah.
Now, maybe the show's kind of trying to do that. I don't believe that for 1 second. But that they're trying to make a good game, not monetize. I think Madden's trying to make money and then make a good game secondarily.
100% agree. I 100% agree. And you mentioned about let's swing back to MLB in a second. But you talked you had a bone to pick with me about engaging in content, and it brings us back. You mentioned in the pre-show you wanted this on the agenda.
Yeah. So you mentioned on your stream, actually, when you're talking about like how power-ups are dumb and that we need to stop doing them because the developers can see what we're engaging in, and then they'll bring it back in Madden next year typically. because they see that we are engaging in it, which is
Yep.
not true. Because I mean, there's some examples. I mean, you make a good point because obviously, if somebody sees you like something, they'll keep doing that. That's how relationships are so successful.
Yep.
For some people. But with Madden, they knew that we like Schefter stars. And we knew they were like season stars. Not season stars. Was it Schefter stars? What was it last year? Rising stars?
Yeah, it was Rising Stars first, then Schefter Stars.
Yeah, we engaged the hell out of that.
Yep.
To the point where they decided not to bring it back.
Yeah, I remember that. And I remember when somebody asked about Guru that in 17 with Schefter Stars. He said he had like a laughing emoji and said, "Oh, so you can get these cheap, overpowered players." And obviously, you know, people have their varying opinions about Guru and his engagements on Twitter, and it felt very, I don't know, dismissive of him to do that, to say that, because it was something that he really wanted, and the fact that he's like, it's just overpowered players that you guys got for really cheap, so you guys don't deserve it again, and it felt, yeah, like they kind of stabbed us right in the eye, because like the players didn't have to be overpowered. No, we didn't. Yeah. It wasn't just the overpowered players that we loved about Schefter Stars. The fact that we could combine two of them to make another better player, kind of like a precursor to power-ups, but then sell them. That's something we liked because we could hang on to those pieces and then they go up in value as they exited packs. That's something that, like, I pointed out in my video today. Like they kind of screwed the investors over because they don't have as much investments anymore, except for the obvious base elites and stuff for power-ups. But like, I don't know. You're right. We engaged the hell out of Schefter Stars, but they eliminated it for other reasons, I guess.
So, and that's funny too. You say about the overpowered players because that's under y'all's control.
Yeah,
like y'all can literally make these cards the worst cards in the game. That's not my problem. Like you made Zadarius Smith and Ryan Shazier, and was a halfback. Denard Robinson, the best cards in this game. That's not my fault.
There was a safety that was really good too, wasn't it? Was it the 49ers? Reed?
Yeah, Eric Reed.
Yeah, he was good
Jimmy
too.
Ward.
Yeah, Ward. I liked Ward also. Yeah,
a lot of good cards in there. So, but like they seem to do a lot of things. We like with I'm trying to think something else that we engaged a lot. We engaged a lot in Ultimate Master. They didn't bring that back.
They brought Ultimate Master back, just in a different format.
Sorry, Mid-Season Master.
Oh,
they didn't bring that back. We engaged a lot in Milestones. They didn't bring that back.
They just evolved the program into NATs.
What are you talking? They evolved a program that turned NAT into auctionable into just NAT. It turned auctionable into NAT. That's what
they've evolved the entire game into NAT. Like, don't you know this is kind of like putting water on gremlins after midnight or something, or feeding gremlins after midnight. Like, that's just what this evolved into. Like, it's still the same fluffy creature. Now it just attacks us.
Yeah, it always attacks us. It's always on attack. It's never like nice to. It's like Sour Patch Kids without the sweet. It's always sour, man.
Yeah. Wait. Sour Patch Kids aren't always sour. What are you talking
about? No, I was saying this is like what Madden is right now. It's like Sour Patch Kids without the sweet. Like they never.
So Texas, I got a good question for you, and it's something that's been on my mind and something I want to do a video on. I probably should wait till after I do the video, but why do we play Madden Ultimate Team? Why do you specifically play? And this is what I want to hear from people in the comments. If you're listening to this on iTunes, come to YouTube, type in the comments. Why do you play Madden Ultimate Team? Why are you playing this year?
YouTube, which is not a great answer. YouTube, and I still like the game. Like I still find myself on Madden, like doing sets and playing solos. So I still do like what Madden could be, and so I still play because of that. I don't buy packs. I'm not addicted to anything. I'm not spending money on stuff. It's just the game has a special place in my heart, and I just like playing it.
Is that because of the NFL license too?
No, I don't think so. Cause I like NBA more than I like the NBA more than I like the NFL. And I told you that before, but yeah. I don't play live because fuck that game, and I don't play 2K because that game's not my cup of tea. Like 2K, my team apparently is great right now, but I'm not playing that.
Is my team their MUT mode?
Yeah, it's your MUT mode. It's the
so where. Yeah. Why is that great right now?
Oh, because there's a lot of high overall cards you can pull packs for. Like there's like 99 overall LeBron, 99 overall Tracy McGrady, players like that you can pull for.
So is it just because it's high overalls that it's great right now?
Well, yeah, in high overalls, and you can build your team like any way you want, and you can go ahead and start doing some objectives and challenges and sets and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like to build my team. I mean, I don't engage with it NAT, so I can still do it. But for a lot of people that can't build their team the way they want, I could see why that'd be more attractive. But hasn't people said, like, wasn't NBA 2K a big thing this year? Everybody kind of pushed back against it because it was so monetized.
I'm trying to. It's always been monetized. That's the thing about it. It's just.
But they got super bad this year.
I think it's just because it wasn't like I can't even recall what 2K was this year at the beginning. I just know I hated the game because I tweeted this out too, because the fact that I have to go into a mode where I gotta walk around a virtual city to go do shit, which is the stupidest thing in the fucking world.
You don't like that?
I gotta walk to play a pro-am game. I gotta go walk to buy a shirt. I gotta go walk to the basketball court to play park. I gotta go walk to get my hair cut. Just give me a loading screen where I pick this shit and just put me in the loading. I don't need to walk there visually. I don't need to see that at all. It's the stupidest shit in the world. It takes so much time. It literally wastes time. That's all it is. You waste time. And I think they did it because they can monetize off of like emotes.
Yeah, they don't understand what fast travel is, something that the Elder Scrolls has mastered for years.
Right.
So it's weird. Like I think that'd be annoying too. I haven't walked in years. Mobility scooters for life. I got the scooter crew here.
Best.
Yeah.
And one of those little scooters where you can fall over and like pops back up like a robot. Those things are great. I love those. But like so with the 2K thing, I had a point. I think I'm trying to remember what I was going to say.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. No, I had it like when you were talking about the scooters, and I said scooter, and I threw myself off. I started thinking about the scooters and the lady that's on the scooter in the grocery store that annoys me because she expects me to move, but like it's not my fault. You're in a scooter. Get your ass up and walk. Like it's not my fault.
What if she has like a bum knee?
That's not my problem. Like, I'll wait till I finish shopping for my cereal. You can sit there and just wait instead of just walking around. Your
empathy for humanity goes unmatched, Texas.
It's funny because like I'm super sympathetic to some people. Like I feel bad for like guys that cheat on their girlfriends and get caught. Like I feel bad for those. I feel bad for bad people, which is weird. Because they don't deserve any of my sympathy or empathy, but I feel bad for those people. Like I watched, what's that movie? That A-lister movie was on Valentine's. There's like a Valentine's Day movie that came out. Had like my man Bradley Cooper in that movie. He cheated on his wife with his like side chick, and then his side chick was having sex with him at work. And his wife showed up, and he put his side chick in the closet, and then had sex with his wife in front of his side chick while I was hiding in the closet. And then they both broke up with him, and I felt bad for him. I'm like, why am I like this?
Is it because he was? Well, I mean, a lot of times they do that. Like Breaking Bad made the bad person like everybody root for the bad person. It's the same. I mean, it happens. It's just like it's how narratives work, right? Don't they try to make you feel empathy for the bad person?
Yeah, but I shouldn't though. Usually in a situation like that's what you get. You should be drinking beer by yourself. That's what you get. I don't feel that way. Like I mean, I'm usually like the opposite of what people feel about it. And Breaking Bad is a little bit different though, because everybody rooted for Walter White.
Yeah, I mean that was the whole point, like, and why the show was so well reviewed, because we were rooting for the bad guy. So it was.
Say they were Sopranos.
Yeah. A lot of those
antagonists.
Yeah,
or
but they're protagonists. Yeah, but they're shown to us as their story, so they're like more relatable.
Anti-villain?
Yeah. So it's weird. I see what you're saying. So you feel bad for them, but that's just part of, I don't know, a good storytelling. But you're saying even in real life, you feel bad for the bad people.
Yeah, that's just how it goes, man.
That's kind of weird.
And I feel nothing but anger for people that are in wheelchairs that don't need to be in wheelchairs. There's a guy that comes into the gym that's in a wheelchair, that's in one of those scooters, right? Yeah. And then he gets on a treadmill and walks. I'm like, this motherfucker here. This motherfucker here, bro. Why you really? This is what we're doing? You're gonna drive into here just to walk? Like, we can't just walk. Like, if you walked, you wouldn't have to walk in here. But all right, whatever. Do what you gotta do.
I like the bonus text message of the week.
I'm glad they don't know what I do for a living, because they'll be out here firing me for talking reckless about these customers.
Yeah, it's tough because you've doxed yourself. They know what you look like. So if anybody ever has a grudge with you, they'll be able to get you back in real life.
That's cool. It's a part-time job. It's not gonna need it anyway.
That's true. Hopefully after Madden 19 keeps up the bread train and keeps growing in size, we'll keep growing in size with it and
sir,
full time it up. All right. So, do you? Okay, you said something. You said something before the podcast. I wanted to bring this up. You said there was some irony in the EA Sports MUT Twitter account, and if the glory goes to the guys' heads. Now, what did you mean by that?
All right, so this is really weird to me. So whenever like we have questions that we need answers to, an example would be like, hey, where's MUT Draft getting updated? Kralo or Guru or whoever else is a part of the content team that doesn't like have the answer at that time will refer people to follow the EA Sports MUT Twitter account for updates. But then they never actually update you on that Twitter, which is weird. So it happens a lot. It happened with the Draft Champions update. Hey, when's Draft Champions updated? Follow EA Sports MUT on Twitter for future updates. When are we going to be getting this? Follow EA Sports MUT on Twitter for future updates. It's just basically kind of the same copy-paste message that probably is in like a draft that's saved. Yeah, just save, just drag and drop. That's all you got to do. But then, so this past weekend, they announced MUTmaster on March the 10th, which is a Saturday, and Kralo posted it. That's not EA Sports MUT Twitter. And him posting it is not really getting the message out to everybody, which is why I had to put a video on YouTube so people could actually know, because they're not putting it in places where everybody can get the information. And it happens to Guru too. So it seems like a lot of these people like to post stuff on their own like social media.
Yeah.
For gain that doesn't actually benefit the game as a whole. Dick Night Train Lane should not have only been announced on Kralo's Twitter account. It should have been announced on the EA Sports Twitter account that same day. Should have been announced in-game as a loading screen. But they're only informing a small majority. And they're not even informing them in the way they tell them to get informed on it.
Yeah. So, Tex, I feel like this is a very small gripe.
Is it a gripe?
I don't.
Is it a gripe? It might be.
I don't really like. This is something I'll just like, okay, sure, and I just don't really care about this. Like,
see, like I don't care either. It's just annoying. So it's like,
yeah, I mean,
you tell me to go follow this account, and then they don't tweet it for a day and a half. Like you're better off telling me to go follow Jay Roll It Up on Twitter than follow EA Sports MUT. Because
they have told people to do that.
Have they?
Yeah, they said follow this guy on Twitter because he'll update you when new content drops.
Yeah, but then I saw somebody say that people rush to be the first to upload content, and I thought that was a shot at somebody. So,
well, it should be a shot at. I mean, that's obviously a shot at everybody, right? Anybody who puts up new news, right?
So I feel like they want all the glory and nobody else to do this themselves, but it's just kind of weird to me.
Yeah, I mean, like whenever whoever puts it up first, like on YouTube or Twitter, you're always going to get the most views. I mean, that's just the way it is.
That is true, but it shouldn't be that way though. If you're going to inform people, inform everybody. I'm glad you don't do that though, because it gives me a chance to make a little bit more money because people don't know about stuff. But I shouldn't have to put a video out. And if you tell me to follow this EA Sports MUT on Twitter account, that's where the news should come from, not from some developer or an employee that works at EA.
Yeah, I mean, again, like maybe you're right for like the masses, but whatever. I follow them. If you really want to know everything, if you're following this podcast, follow Kralo on Twitter, follow MUT Guru, follow Texas on YouTube, and you'll get it all. Although you're listening to the Texas YouTube, so you're already doing it. Good job.
For those who aren't following on YouTube.
Yeah. So if you're not subscribed, hit that sub button, Texas. So next, what do we talk about? The power up for. Let's just do a little note here. Kalichi Osamili was on the team for power ups. Texas brought this up to follow up last week's conversation. Basically, they decided to put him up on the original team that he was a power up on. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's good. So I guess it makes sense though, considering that I don't think if they were to change his team, then it would be a weird thing to go into the Raiders set and it's a Ravens power up at 90 at tier 5.
Yeah,
but it actually is kind of cool though. So if you guys are like Eagles fans and you're waiting for a Jai to drop to power him up, like you have his 91 or 92 overall MUT Heroes power that you're waiting for his new one to come out, don't do that. If you're going to be getting a player that was traded or whatever, if their previous version is on a different team or a current version on a different team, the power up will be on the team that they were originally on.
Yep.
So that's good to know. So like my Calais Campbell, when he gets powered up, when they do an NFL replay of a Calais Campbell, I can still have it with Jack's team training. I'm happy about that.
Perfect.
That was my biggest worry, bro. I was worried they're gonna try to screw us over,
as they usually do.
Yeah, I can see why I have a persecution complex because EA did it to me.
They're always coming for you back. So Easter, and do you think Easter's coming next, or what promo do you think we're getting here before Easter if we're getting one?
So Easter is gonna be what? April 1st or
April 1st is Easter this year. I think the Combine promo expires. Is it this Friday?
The first Sunday of the year. Combine promo expires on the 16th, so we have 2 weeks from Friday or when this goes up before we get our next promo, our big promo. So we probably would have to get, since Ultimate Master is such a disappointment this year, there's nothing that's going to tide us over for 2 weeks. My guess is we'll probably get positionals at this point. We have to.
Oh, yeah.
Have to get positionals going forward. So what positional are you looking forward to? Like, what position?
Gosh, I don't know. Quarterback, I guess. Quarterbacks are always fun to play with.
Quarterback, because I think we'll probably get them getting a Drew Brees at quarterback. Probably 97 overall.
Yeah, that's whatever, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Stats are already be all top tier anyway.
Yeah, because so many other pocket quarterbacks play the same way. So it's just like, oh, Drew Brees, huh? I guess he's just like a shorter Warren Moon or
a slower Russell Wilson.
Yeah, and like speed matters so much. It's just like, I don't know. Like a pocket quarterback and Mutt and Madden's always like, I guess that's cool. Like Tom Brady's cool, but I'd rather have Michael Vick.
Right there with you. I'm trying to think of the math though, because if they drop them all like they usually do, it'll be fine. But they do like 2 a day. How many positions are there? They're 20.
Yeah, I mean there'd be like 26 then with kicker punter, right?
26, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. And at least 3 days, Friday. They start Easter promo on that 30th.
Yeah.
So we probably could get 2 a day starting on
If they're gonna break 17th. It up by 2, if they're gonna break it up 2 a day, they just do it weekly, right?
They could do weekly for the rest of the year since they really get nothing else. Like, it seems like we're basically kind of in the summer of MUT right now because we're basically not really getting anything good.
Yeah,
like, it's kind of like it's kind of slow content. Like, it's not, which I'm cool with. Like, I'm cool with like not getting a bunch of like stupid, crazy cards every day, every week. Since
I would totally be fine with it. I know
schedule.
you say you get overwhelmed, but I would totally, if they can go over 100, I'd be totally cool with it.
Well, next year they better go back and do what MLB did and like kind of restat these cards.
I hope so. I don't know. I agree. Like right now, it is kind of stale because all these cards, like, yeah, it's really cool getting really cool high end cards, but like Moss will be beat by very few cards the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm. And like I just when I went back and watched MLB the streams and some of the videos, it does make sense why some of these guys have like over 100 stats because they were just out of control that season.
Yeah.
Like their like OPS or whatever stuff you measured, MLB was just like their WAR was just stupid. So that's why they deserve these out of control ratings for that particular year. Madden can do the same exact thing, especially on like flashback cards and like Odell Beckham should not have 99 spec catch. He should probably have the highest spec catch in the league since he is one of the few guys that kind of can make those ridiculous ass catches. And so if certain cards can go over it, that'd be dope. But then that requires them to put in work on certain cards.
Yeah, it's so for those who don't know, MLB is going up to 125 this year, so they're going to like old school Madden where they used to have over 100 stats. So Texas, how soon into MLB The Show 18 will you test over 100 stats, prove they don't matter, and then ruin the game for the rest of us?
I think I'm gonna try that first week, right? I think I'm gonna go into it first week and try to get my man Frank Thomas and try to see. The thing with that game is you can't really, I don't know if you can actually tell. I mean, you might be able to tell on distance, which I think will prove that all of them work. But how am I supposed to tell contact versus left?
Well,
how am I supposed to tell that works?
It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy for content versus left. That it has to do with the PCI size.
Okay, so I can just measure PCI size. So that game won't be as easy to exploit as what Madden is because a lot of moving parts in that.
Yeah, so
Madden
like
is very simple.
But make sure you have the same pitcher that you're going against, and
he's not as tired of innings stuff. It's just going to be super difficult to test.
Yeah. All right, so we did the wish list. Do you think? So you said that you think they dropped Ed Reed and Randy Moss to shut us up?
I think that absolutely. I think they dropped them this week so that way it would stop because this was the best week outside of the first week for Ultimate Legends that came out.
Oh yeah,
price wise, even the limited time was going for like over 600K.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone that came out for the past like 4 weeks has been like 300K.
So you think high prices are good?
I think having good tier cards will in return have their prices be high. People wanted that Lanier because he had 91 speed and 91 zone and crazy hit power and all that stuff. So I think that if they keep dropping good cards that you want to have on your team, people are going to go out and pay, which makes their prices go up. Whereas nobody wants a 92 speed receiver. How fast is Blitnikoff? Nobody wants a Blitnikoff. Nobody wanted the Munoz. And his price did jump, by the way. I don't know why. I should have bought a couple. His price jumped up a lot after the fact.
Yeah, Blitnikoff's a good card though. I really like that receiver.
He's cool, but it's just receiver duplication this year is kind of the same.
True.
If you have, I mean, the
I
best
did think
three are going to be Calvin, Julio, and then
Moss.
Doodle now.
Yeah.
Moss. I forgot Moss as well. He's like high end, I should say. Like the best affordable receivers right now are those three.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Blitnikoff seemed to hang on to the ball a lot for me. Other people say he drops it, so maybe it is what it is. You know, it plays different for different people. Maybe people got bum cards. They got defective versions. So I don't know. I think Ed Reed and Randy Moss. Did they get dropped to shut us off? Up? Maybe. I mean, we were complaining a lot last week. Do you remember Mutt Twitter was like really going at EA last week? It's one of those times where like we can only go at EA for so long before they either shut us up or we start turning on each other. So come June, July, we're gonna start turning on each other. The June and July, especially July, is like the worst time for Mutt Twitter because everybody gets bored of ripping on EA and it gets absolutely catty. It's like high school girls. So I'm glad they dropped Ed Reed and Randy Moss to kind of, you know, simmer us down a little bit, let it go for a little while. But I'm hoping for more here coming up. So, all right, let's go. Let's move on to questions from the comment section, and then we'll move on. You guys did a great job last week, letting us know what your wants for your wish list for 19. I enjoyed reading them and seeing what was coming on. But let's go directly to the questions. This one's from Jackson Arundale. I think that's how you say it. I'm sorry if I mispronounce anybody's name. Arundale, I think is it. So I want you guys' opinion on why the fuck does Kyle Rudolph have 74 run block and 87 pass block? Texas?
I think they did that for Kyle Rudolph because they wanted to increase his overall to the 90s. 92 or 91.
I'll check.
I think he's 92.
So you think it was fake news?
I think, yeah, because like you're not blocking your tight end unless you're one of those weird people that do that in that
94. Gun bunch.
94? Yeah, so I think, gun bunch. So, like, the only person that really see that block is that, and he still is not good enough to actually run block because he's just going to get beat. Because usually you block a tight end is one-on-one. It's never two-on-one, which is really ridiculous to me. Your left tackle, your right tackle just stands there. And doesn't do anything. It's so weird.
Sometimes, sometimes it's a negative, actually, like against a four-man rush. If you can isolate your guy in the tight end and the tackle doesn't chip in, then like it's an easy block shed and you're to the quarterback.
All the time. I play, like, when Von Miller, when I first got here, I was like, this dude keeps blocking his tight end and he keeps, like, getting mad. I'm like, because you're blocking your tight end. Like, you're going 99 block shed or 98-9 finesse move against an 80, like, probably 85 pass blocking tight end. You're not going to win that matchup.
No.
And so they did that to kind of make his overall a 94. Like, I don't think, because, like, you're not, if his run block was that high, I think he'll be one of the better tight ends in this game. But they're not trying to give a tight end 87 run block.
Yeah, but he's too slow. I mean, 81 speed is not.
No, it's not ideal. Usually they kind of go they kind of go either low speed or high run block, or high speed no run block, or they go in the middle. They go 81, 80, 81, or 84, 86, or 86, 84. With this one, I think they wanted to make his overall high without actually giving you a reason to pick him up, to make him shitty. That's what I think it was. Like, if he had 81 speed and 87 run block, his price might be going for a lot more. Than what he is going for right now. So I think they kind of wanted you to not be able to use that card, just have that card just be a token for that way when people pull it, they're not actually happy they got it.
Yeah, he looks pretty trash. I agree.
He's not good.
All right, next
fake
up.
Gronk too, which is funny. Fake Gronk.
He's what?
Fake Gronk.
Oh yeah, totally.
He's built like Gronk but doesn't play like Gronk.
No, not nobody in the history of the NFL plays like Gronk. Gronk is just singular. Yeah.
Yeah.
So next up, Tip Drill Gaming. Why have they not gave Leonard Fournette a rookie premier upgrade? He has had a great rookie season and basically was the offense for a team that made the AFC Championship and was one play away from the Super Bowl. Texas, what's the deal with Leonard Fournette and his lack of upgrades?
He got 91, so I guess at the time that was good. I guess because you're comparing him to Myles Garrett and to the Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah.
Really, the better question is why did Garrett get an upgrade before Leonard Fournette?
Hasn't Fournette's had a better year than Garrett, right?
Yeah, and I guess people are probably wondering why that as well when it comes to the
is the main
McCaffrey got one too.
Yeah, is the main okay? This ties to the next question from Kerry Gaines. Is the main content creator a Browns fan or a Steelers fan? Somebody said Steelers. He said Steelers fan. Kerry did, but I think I think a lot of people are Browns fans, like you said.
Yeah, according to like a lot of guys down there, Guru's not the only Browns fan. So like I said last week, it was a bunch of losers that work at EA.
Yeah,
just because they're Browns fans.
Yeah,
like a lot of the guys there are actually like super hard Browns fans. I think Browns and there's another team that I was talking to about with somebody that they're huge fans of those particular teams. Why you see a lot of those cards in Madden, and so that's why Garrett got his card immediate. And with Fournette, I mean, it might be Cowboys.
Cowboys, I know the CFM guy, the guy that does ratings for all the players, are Cowboys fans or is a Cowboys fan, and the Madden subreddit just went crazy on him this year because he gave Cowboy players and CFM too high ratings.
That's funny, and they were kind of the worst team in that division.
Yeah,
that wasn't injured. But that's one of the reasons why with Fournette, he's gonna get another card sometime soon. I guess you would say why he didn't get one for the Combine promo. I guess because like this was different because Combine promo McCaffrey tested better than Fournette did. Fournette's Combine was disappointing for what they thought he was going to be, and he was still great despite the Combine not really impressing anybody.
I know, weird. They thought he was going to get like Barkley numbers, but he still had a really good year though.
Yeah, had a great year. So that's the reason why they did these for like the standouts and all this stuff. So if they do another promo, he's not getting a replay card. So don't worry, that's out of the question. But if they do like season stars or do something down the line, he'll get an upgrade more than likely. It's not his time right now since he didn't get any votes in the Rookie of the Year, and there's no promo out right now that benefits his skill sets.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go through the Rookie Premier guys, and we'll talk about who was unfortunate and who should get an upgrade here. So Jonathan Allen and Garrett Bowles are 73 and 74 overall. Ouch for the people that did those two. Do you think they deserve any upgrades there?
Who the hell are those?
Garrett Bowles, the left tackle, he got injured early in the year.
Oh, those are the premiers from last year?
Yeah, Rookie Premiers from last year.
Does a left tackle?
Yeah, Bowles. Don't you?
You don't upgrade no damn lineman. What are you doing?
I know he was my worst rated. He was my worst rated upgrade for Rookie Premier last year.
You do not upgrade a lineman because the only time they get cards is typically for Football Outsiders. But since EA Sports changed it up this year, it made sense why you would think that but they didn't tell you they're changing Team of the Week up. So going into this year, do never upgrade a lineman. So
yeah,
that's not no upgrade for that guy.
So Jonathan Allen had a bad year too, huh?
Is that the free safety?
No, the left end.
Left end for who?
The Redskins.
I don't even know who that guy is. So if I don't know who he is, probably more than likely a disappointing year.
O.J. Howard stuck at 78.
That one was weird because like the Bucks should have did better, and unfortunately, Jameis wasn't good this year, and Fitzpatrick wasn't much better.
Yeah, Corey Davis is stuck at an 85.
Yeah, and he got one. He got one just because Titan made the playoffs, not because he was good.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just a product of him just being injured, so he's not going to get another card sometime soon.
Yeah, maybe next year for him will be better, but that doesn't help Rookie Premier this year. Jamal Adams for the Jets.
He got
86.
Yeah, he was solid this year for the Jets. He deserves more upgrades than he actually got. He was really good for the Jets.
So you think he'll get? So these guys are going to get upgraded with like the all rookie promo, right?
They probably have to if he's going to throw them a bone. All rookie promo if we get that next couple of weeks, maybe later down the line, they probably will get something then. And since they keep upgrading the rookie premier versions, like they have to upgrade those if it's now or in 4 weeks.
Yeah, I agree. I think they should. I think they will upgrade him. I think that's just kind of what they've shown to us. T.J. Watt's at an 89. He should definitely get upgraded, in my opinion. Maybe that's a little homerism speaking.
Yeah, well, he should definitely. He's good for the Steelers this year. I mean, so good that y'all couldn't beat the Jaguars.
Their defense was absolutely brutal that game. How does Blake Bortles drop 45 on your ass? That's embarrassing.
Right.
If Blake Bortles put 45 on you, what do you think New England would have done? 90?
Golly, bro.
Yeah. Leonard Fournette at 91. We mentioned him. Deshaun Watson, I think. So he had a great few games, but he had a high interception rate. So he's got a 95 overall. Deshaun Watson, I rated in my rookie premiere video as lower on the scale as one of the ones you probably didn't want to do because a rookie quarterback in his first year that wasn't guaranteed, that wasn't the starter to start out the year. I was like, okay, this is gonna be a bad idea. And then like he absolutely exceeded everybody's expectation. Do you think, looking back on it, was that a bad call?
No, not really. Because first he was supposed to start the season, and Tom Savage was so bad, and the coach for the Texans was not a good evaluator of talent that he wasn't going to start him. But the reason why he started him was because he realized his offensive line is terrible. So if Dwayne Brown doesn't sit, Deshaun Watson probably doesn't have the year that he has.
Yeah.
Because Dwayne Brown sitting allowed the backup left tackle to come in and just get ransacked. And then, of course, he put the Jaguars the first game of the season. And who knew the Jaguars' defensive line was going to be that great? And so they had to bring in Deshaun Watson to protect himself so he can actually run. And then the rest is history. So it just came down to just a lot of bad things to happen for Deshaun Watson to look as good as he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's kind of funny how that works. I think that's actually smart. I was going to pick him up, too. But I was like, he's not starting. If he's not going to start, why waste my time on this?
Exactly.
Well, that's why I went. Yeah. That's like, so I went Corey Davis. I went Corey Davis and Fournette. I went two dudes that were definitely going to be first day starters.
Yeah, I went Fournette and Lattimore.
Smart.
Yeah, I think I got lucky on Lattimore.
Everybody
Garrett.
lucky on Lattimore. Nobody knew Lattimore was going to be this good.
No, nobody knew it. I think my top three. I think I said Fournette was my number one. Yeah. I may have gone Garrett number 2 and then Lattimore number 3, or maybe I said Lattimore number 2 and just did my top 2. But I mean, so whatever. We all make mistakes. It happens. So rookie premiere. I'm hoping to do the promo again at the end of this year. I think rookie premiere was a great success this year. What do you think?
I think so too. But if they're gonna do it again, let us choose who we want. First round pick. Don't be doing that bullshit where you pick 10 players.
That'd be kind of neat. Yeah, I agree. First rounders.
Legitimately the dumbest thing they could have did, because then when Christian McCaffrey got his first upgrade, I'm like, I would have picked him, but y'all didn't let me.
Yeah, because you're a Panthers fan. So
yeah, you didn't let me pick him. So now I can't get him, and then now I can if I want to get 96. But it's the fact that they won't let me get one at the beginning of the year is just like, y'all are some assholes. let not give me control picking 10 players, and 3 of them are actually good options.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, because I think the obvious choice. Well, who would you pick if you had one choice? Who would you pick
this year?
Yeah.
Looking at the draft, looking at guys that can make.
It had to be Barkley, right?
Everybody's saying Saquon Barkley. That's kind of the smartest pick since he's a Brown. If he's on the Browns, because then he's gonna get a lot of love.
Yeah.
So he might
good
get a
point.
bunch of like stupid ass cards that he doesn't actually deserve.
Yeah.
So probably Saquon Barkley, because that might be the best one, but. I don't really watch the draft, but I would probably go Lamar Jackson depending on his team. Just because Chris Sims of Bleacher Report says he's the best rated quarterback in the draft, and I trust Chris Sims' judgment.
Do you actually believe a rookie quarterback again is going to succeed this year?
We've seen it. Well, it depends on the situation he goes into, obviously. Like if he goes in, like let's say, I don't know where he's going to go, but if he goes into like the Vikings would have been a good pick for him, because the Vikings have the best situation available. For that needs a quarterback, 2 great receivers, decent offensive line or good offensive line. When Dalvin Cook is back, great running back, and then they got a great defense. So it depends on the situation he goes into. The Texans were good for Deshaun Watson because their skill position is the wide receivers are just crazy good, and the defense was supposed to be good, but until Watt got hurt, and then a bunch of other guys just couldn't do anything in the second.
Yeah, well, losing Boye didn't help him.
Not at all, but usually if you get pass rushed, then you can make up for your cornerbacks on the back end, but they didn't have that at all consistently throughout the year. The best player was Clowney on defense this year.
Oh, yeah, easy.
It wasn't even close. Like, he was the best player. Everybody else was just a bunch of bums.
They weren't all terrible. But this is, we'll move on from talk about the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, so, like, all right, well, hopefully the whole first round, but, like, Lamar Jackson, he didn't even run a 40-yard dash, did he?
No, it's just because everybody could want him to play wide receiver. So if he runs it fast, people are like, well, you should play wide receiver. If he runs it slow, you're too slow to be a wide receiver. So he was just trying to avoid it. He's going to run it at his pro day, though. He's going to run it at his own pro day.
Yeah, I mean, if there's anything I've learned from the NFL, like, you don't have to be fast to play wide receiver in this league. Like, Bolden was like a 4.7 and a force through his whole career.
Yeah, you just got to be able to make tough catches and be able to get open with routes. I don't think Larry Fitzgerald's like that fast. Same thing with like Antonio Brown. Like
Jerry Rice,
way more talented than Antonio Brown, but people will say Antonio Brown's better.
Yeah, and then you get like
what he can do.
Dree Archer, Madden stud, and he's nothing in the NFL.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Love Madden. No, Madden Hall of Fame right there. Madden Ultimate Team Hall of Fame. We got to make one of those lists.
We should. That's a good idea.
To be Madden Ultimate Team Hall of Fame.
I like that.
I'm starting to think who else is going to be an option this year. Probably, I'm trying to think. Like, I don't know. Is there any good receivers in this year's draft? Like, do you have anybody that you have on top of your mind that's going to be a good Rick Premier card to pick up? I don't watch college football. I don't watch pro days. I don't watch combines. I don't watch anything except the draft.
Oh, okay. So you don't really check out any of this stuff leading up to the draft. No,
No,
Bengal.
the draft is weird, man. Like, the combine's weird. It's just a bunch of men in tights running and working out, and I'm like, and it's not even like tights that are like super, like wrestling tights where they hide things. Nah, they got a lot of lumps and shit. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, that was literally describing my dream last night, so I'm totally cool with it. But I guess, I mean, Calvin Ridley's a pretty highly rated wide receiver. He might be decent, but I mean, it all really depends on where they go, right? Mm-hmm. What team they go to. So I think I'll withhold my judgment until then. But like people are like thinking about like Quentin Nelson there at Notre Dame, and like Tex just said, I don't know, it's tough to pick linemen to do rookie premieres, invest that much into a lineman player. But all right, let's move on to our last question. More back to Madden. Which has the better gameplay? So this is from Coop de Dupe. Madden 18 or NCAA Football 14. The absurd amount of awkward two-man animations in Madden has led to most of the gameplay problems, and I would argue NCAA 14 is a smoother game in every facet, even if its graphics are significantly worse. Texas, what is you put out content on NCAA 14 on YouTube. You can go back and check that out. What's your opinion on this question?
You legitimately could not play defense in NCAA 14. If your opponent threw a pick, it's because he made a shitty read. Like, all you had to do in NCAA 14 was just run out routes. Literally, you could get down the field and get touchdowns. It was bad defensively. So I think he's just going back NCAA 14 because maybe he plays a different way. But if you're trying to win a game online, like, I'd rather have this year's game than NCAA 14 because at least I can feel like I can shut certain things down. The awkward two-man animation stuff is the worst. Or I guess three-man because when you're trying to tackle somebody, they fixed it a little bit, but you can still get the wonky stuff where I lost the game of salary cap because Von Miller tried to tackle the quarterback, and then he threw the ball to the tight end. Von Miller got back up, tried to tackle the tight end, but while he was tackling him, both Sean Taylor and Keatley ran away from the quarterback. From the tight end.
Ooh.
Because they thought he was being tackled.
Yeah, I hate that.
And so, like, there's a lot of stuff in this game that is just broken, but NCAA 14 defensively was broken. There was legit nothing you could do for a lot of things in that game to stop it.
Yeah, it's so hard looking at old games and saying they were good because we look through them with nostalgia glasses and we remember the good moments of those games. I've heard people legitimately defending Madden 17 as better than 18 lately, and I'm like, no, come on, guys, let's not go there. So looking back at those old games, like if you look back at old competitive Madden, like you talk about with defense, if you look back at some, like I think Problem did some videos a while back on old school, like these games would end up like 70-60. Like you're right, there's like no defense for a lot of stuff, or if they had defense, there was like an instant A gap where you couldn't even drop back with your quarterback. So like it's the biggest issue, not the biggest, but one of the biggest issues is the fact that we play this game online so frequently head to head. We see what everybody can find that is like absolutely broken in this game, and we criticize the Madden developers highly for that because of how connected we are nowadays. But back in the day, there were so many more broken exploits. But the thing is, we didn't play as much online against each other back in the old days. I mean, 14, we were playing quite a bit against each other. I was thinking more previous to that, but even then, like you say, with the amount of broken stuff, I wasn't too into the whole YouTube scene, and I still knew quite a few Madden exploits and stuff. Like not even just like 14, like 4 verticals was damn near uncoverable. Like in the old games, it feels like it's still really tough nowadays, but like that cut on that break was so much better a few years ago, even. So it's tough because we play so much online now to measure up this game versus old games and really accurately assess them.
I agree with you. Like, because I think we all probably played more head to head this year than we probably ever have.
I think that's close to accurate. I mean, it's tough saying all, but yeah, me and you.
Well, me definitely. Like I didn't play a lot at all last year. This year I played a lot more. And so I think you're just going to see a lot more stuff. Plus, with more people posting and more people on a different platform, you're going to see a lot more. I think if this NCAA 14 were to be played today at its frequency as Madden, people would lose their shit at how broken that game was.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
like,
completely.
I'm telling you, I don't know what that guy was thinking, bro. Just go back and watch. I mean, why is his channel not there no more? I'm trying to think of another guy who posted like gameplay of NCAA 14 because I think it might have just been me Berg. Because keep in mind, NCAA 14 has a small shelf life because it's only out for I think June and Madden came out in August. So the shelf life wasn't as long as a game would have been from Ultimate Team mode, and then they completely made that game dog shit by screwing you over.
Wait, how'd they screw you over?
There was a set in the game where you had to collect the most expensive cards into the game. I got it on my channel somewhere. You had to collect like 99 Bo Jacks and all these ridiculous cards. You know what they gave you back? A 5-player gold pack.
Oh,
like the worst set off imaginable.
Why?
Because I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. And the thing about it was like the sets description never were great in that game. So you thought you might get something good back. You thought you might get all the players back. No, you just put all these cards into a set. I think it's like a 10. It's not 10 million coin. I gotta go find this video. But it was like an expensive ass set that basically gave you nothing back.
Oh man, that sucks. Wow.
So, yeah, that was when nobody played it. Only a few people played that game. Like you can get into the same head-to-head game and play the same guy 4 times.
Kind of like salary cap now. Yeah.
Yeah, like nobody was playing that game. And so, like, I understand you think that game was better, but trust me, bro. Like, I'll go boot my Xbox back up and just throw outrights against you all day.
Yeah. Wow.
And you get nothing about it. Like, you can't do nothing about it. You gotta hope your guy just doesn't move, or you just gotta hope that I make a bad read. Like, that's like defense in that game was non-existent despite ratings and all that other stuff on players. I did like the player pool though, because there's a lot more players that were like college greats as opposed to like being professional players. But other than that, like nothing too crazy in that game.
Yeah. So, all right, that is it for the pod this week. Texas, anything else that you want to talk about before we head out?
Nothing else. I think that's all we got today.
Awesome. Great. Do you want to close it?
I hope y'all enjoyed.
Yeah.
It's on my podcast. It's on my show. On my channel today. All right. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, leave a like on the video. Again, post down in the comment section below your Madden 19 wish list, and we'll get into it in the next episode. If you guys are listening to us on iTunes, leave a comment in the iTunes review section. That'd be kind of nice. And leave us 5 stars. Helps us out a lot. Also, next episode is going to be on Gutfoxx channel, so be sure to check him out. Link down in the description as well. Hope you guys enjoyed episode number 103. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
See ya.
Bye.